Billable items are the foundation of Aimsio's billing platform. They consist of a collection of chargeable items that can be used to prepare estimates, tickets, and more. Accounts can access their billable items list by navigating to the master data page using Aimsio's left sidebar. Billable items can be created by importing a compatible CSV file or by clicking on the New Item button on the far right. Users will need to select the correct billable item type. Think of your billable items as what your customer understands they're being billed for. The name of a billable item is typically how it will appear to your customer on a form or invoice. There are different billable item types, including labor, equipment, materials, and service. Each contain unique properties suited for different approaches to billing. Types like mileage, per diem, and accommodation are often billed together along with labor and equipment, as they may represent additional fees on top of the primary work being billed. When accounts bill customers' labor, they generally aren't charging for the work of a specific employee. Instead, they charge customers for the type of work being performed, like an electrician, pipe fitter, or swamper. An account's labor billable items list will typically represent all the specialty work they charge for when the work is being performed by a single employee. Labor billable items can be linked to an employee from their employee profile. So when an employee is recording their work, the billing rate associated with their work is automatically handled by the billable item. This is why we also refer to labor billable items as trades. The benefit of this approach means a labor billable item can be linked to multiple employees that work under the same trade. This makes managing the billing rates of your employees much easier. Only labor billable items can be linked to an employee, and only one trade can be linked to an employee at a time. If employees are working under more than one trade, the trade can be manually adjusted at the time their work is being recorded on a form. Labor billable items are also compatible with dispatch, allowing the trade of an employee to be altered for a specific job or schedule. Equipment billable items are handled in a similar way. Accounts will charge clients for the type of equipment used, like a crew truck, but they may also manage a fleet of their own crew trucks. The equipment billable item represents what you charge for the equipment, and it can be linked to multiple company-owned equipment assets via the equipment profile in master data. In this context, we refer to the equipment billable item as a class. By having one class controlling the billing rate, managing the rates of all your equipment assets becomes much more intuitive to maintain. After selecting the appropriate billable item type, users will need to include a default rate and rate type. A billable item can have up to 3 rates. When this item is being charged on a form, users can select which rate to use. A billable item's default rate and rate type will appear first. When a new billable item is saved, Aimsio gives accounts the ability to add it to a price book. Your account's billable items list can be thought of as your master rate sheet. But before any item can be charged on a form, it needs to be added to a price book. A price book is like a standalone rate sheet that can be used for a specific job or client. It can reflect the same rates as your master billable items list, or store a completely different set of rates. At least one price book is required before a job can be created in Aimsio. When a billable item is added to a price book, the original item is duplicated and its rates then managed independently from your billable items list. Accounts will need to get comfortable managing both the billable items base rate as well as the item's price book rates. Price books inform your users which billable items and rates will be available when completing forms. If users are attempting to complete a form and can't find an item or rate, an authorized user will need to ensure it's available in the price book. Learn more about creating and managing price books by visiting our help center at support.aimsio.com. To edit a billable item, navigate to your master data page and locate the billable item you'd like to change. Click on the Action button to the left of an item and select Edit. After a billable item has been created, only the name, description, code, and rate can be changed. It is not possible to change the billable item type. If required, create a new billable item under the correct type and delete the previous item. Changing the rates of a billable item does not update the price book rates associated with that item. Price book rates will need to be updated separately. Users can confirm which rates are being used in a price book by navigating to the Track in Price Books tab. To edit a rate on an existing price book, use the Action button and select Edit. Multiple price books can be updated at the same time by selecting all that apply using a right-click action and clicking Edit Rates. If multiple price books are selected, Aimsio will reset the rates in the edit window and allow any rate change to apply to all price books. Users can click Cancel to preserve the existing rates. Accounts can export their billable items list by using the Download CSV option located on the far right. Data can be exported and updated in Excel, then re-imported back into Aimsio. This is useful for accounts looking to make changes to their billable items list in bulk. When accounts are ready to import, they can use the Import CSV option on the right. We encourage accounts to always use an Aimsio-generated CSV file when they're making changes outside of Aimsio. But accounts can use flexible import if they have a file generated by another system. When an import is successful, Aimsio will provide a list of all the current price books in your account. If any changes were made, users can select which price books they would like to update with the newly imported rates. Aimsio has strict requirements for importing data successfully to your account. For a detailed walkthrough on exporting and importing the data in your account, visit support.aimsio.com.